New at 5, former Senator David Perdue is explaining why he's considering a Senate run again in 2022. Now, if he goes through with it, he'd be challenging Senator Raphael Warnock. In a statement on Twitter, he says, first, Georgia is not a blue state, and new senators elected in January do not fairly represent most Georgians. Second, he says he wants to regain the Republican majority in the Senate to change the direction of the country. We reported yesterday that Perdue had filed initial paperwork with the Federal Election Commission. In his statement today, he says that's to keep his options open. Coming up at 5:35, our political analyst, Dr. Andrea Gillespie, is going to join us to talk about a potential Warnock-Perdue matchup.